Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're tackling something really critical, a crisis impacting communities everywhere. Teacher burnout and turnover.
That's right. It's a huge people problem, but with serious, bottom line costs for schools.
Exactly. And we're looking at research focusing on maybe surprising intervention, using technology specifically for employee recognition to address it.
Yeah, the sources we have today, lots of analysis, district data, they're all about finding something practical schools can do now.
So for you listening, our mission here is to get past just talking about teacher exhaustion.
Right. We want to actually quantify that pain, look at the real costs, financial and cultural, when teachers leave. Then we'll break down the science behind why appreciation actually works, even when salaries are stuck.
And crucially, how standard corporate HR tech often fails in schools and needs, well, a total redesign for that unique environment. Okay, let's start with the urgency. Because the scale, it's huge. We're not talking small numbers here. What did that 2022-23 data show about turnover?
Oh, it's rough. Across 9 large districts they analyzed, 23% of teachers left their specific school. 23%.
Wow.
But here's the kicker, the one that should really worry administrators. The rate for new teachers, 30%. 30% of the brand new recruits, the ones they just spent time and money hiring and training, gone within the year.
Wait, 30% of new teachers, the district's just throwing money away then, losing that investment almost instantly.
Exactly. A leaky bucket is the perfect way to put it. And the cost isn't trivial. Replacing one teacher adds up fast. It scales too. Small districts, maybe around $11,860 per teacher. Medium districts, that jumps to $16,450.
Okay, but for the really big systems, over 50,000 students, what are we talking then?
Then it gets seriously expensive. The sources peg that cost at $24,930 per teacher.
$25,000 just to replace one person.
It hits hard. And think about this example from the data. Principal Sarah Martinez, she lost 7 teachers one year. If she's in a large district, that's a direct hit of $178,000. Just gone. Managing the fallout.
That number is just staggering. But, as high as that is, the non-financial costs, the human element, that's maybe even worse.
You could definitely argue that, yeah. When experienced people walk away, all that knowledge just evaporates. Student achievement takes a hit. Of course it does. Instability means learning gaps.
Right.
And the teachers who stay, they get buried. We already know teachers work, 9 hours more per week than similar adults?
Yeah.
Turnover just makes that worse. School culture, it just erodes.
Okay, so this brings us to a really key point in the research, right? And if it's so tough, why do so many stay? The data says most teachers actually find the work deeply rewarding.
They do.
So the problem isn't the job itself necessarily. It's feeling invisible, undervalued, unappreciated.
That's exactly what they say. That feeling of being unseen, unappreciated by the school community, that's the driver for burnout.
And that's the intervention point, being seen.
Yes. And the data makes a direct link. Get this. Employees who feel personally recognized are 18 times more likely to really commit to put in great work.
18 times. Okay, so that shifts us from the budget problem to the psychological solution.
Which is vital because, like you said, administrators often can't just hike salaries.
Right, collective bargaining, tight budgets. They need something they can do now, not wait for some big structural reform down the road.
Precisely. So you tackle this other fundamental human need, appreciation. And it's not just, warm feelings. The neuroscience here is fascinating. Researchers found that when someone gets genuine, specific praise, their brain processes it similarly to getting a financial reward. You get that dopamine hit, those positive reinforcement loops, it builds connection.
And the retention numbers absolutely back that up.
Completely.
Employees getting high-quality recognition were 45% less likely to leave between 2022 and 2024.
45%. And if the organization actually formalizes it, put the proper program in place, they see 31% less voluntary turnover. Huge difference.
Okay, but you emphasize high-quality recognition, not just like a generic email blast.
Oh, definitely not. The research is clear on this. There are 5 key pillars that make recognition strategic, make it actually work for retention.
Let's quickly list those. What does good recognition look like?
Okay, first, it's got to be fulfilling, meaning it connects back to the school or district's actual values, not just random praise.
Makes sense.
Second, authentic, sincere, yes, but also specific. Explain why that teacher staying late mattered. What was the impact?
Right. The why. Third.
Equitable. This is critical.
Yeah.
It has to be available to everyone based on merit, not just the superstar teacher or the person who's good at self-promotion.
So the custodian, the bus driver, the cafeteria worker,
Yeah.
they need to be included.
Absolutely. Equity is key. Fourth, personalized. Some people like public praise, others want a quiet thank you or maybe a gift card. The system needs to flex.
Okay.
And fifth, embedded. It needs to be part of the regular routine, integrated into meetings, daily interactions, not some once-a-year awards banquet.
And the impact of hitting these pillars, it's pretty dramatic, right?
It really is.
Mm.
The data showed employees getting recognition that met even one of those pillars were almost 3 times more likely to be engaged. But if you hit 4 pillars, engagement jumps 9 times higher. That's the difference between a nice-to-have and a real culture driver.
Which leads us straight into the big challenge. You can't just take a corporate HR platform and drop it into a school.
No way, it just won't work.
Yeah.
The school environment is fundamentally different. Any principal listening knows this.
So what makes it so different? What are the biggest hurdles compared to, say, a tech company?
Oh, the complexity is just layers deep. First big one, distributed authority. Recognition has to flow everywhere. Peer-to-peer, teacher to support staff, admin down, across department.
Not just top down.
Not at all. A rigid system breaks immediately. Second, you mentioned equity before diverse roles. The system must honor everyone fairly. Teachers, paras, food service, bus drivers, custodians, nurses, everyone.
If it feels like only teachers get recognized, it's dead on arrival.
Instantly. Third, seasonal cycles. Schools have intense periods testing. Back to school then breaks. Recognition needs to adapt to that rhythm.
And the elephant in the room. Money.
Yeah.
Schools don't have big corporate reward budgets.
That's number 4, limited budgets. Incentives need to be meaningful but affordable. So think points-based systems for practical things, not huge bonuses.
Okay, what else?
Privacy considerations. Big one. You have to celebrate impact without violating student confidentiality.
Right.
FERPA rules are strict.
Right. You can't accidentally share student info when giving kudos. Good
Yes, sir.
point.
Very important. And finally, number 6, union culture. Any program has to play nice with collective bargaining agreements. It needs to support, not conflict with, existing rules.
Okay, so that's a lot of specific challenges. If the generic platforms fail, you need something built for education. Our sources mention Workmates by HR Cloud as one example trying to tackle this. How does a specialized platform overcome those 6 challenges?
Well, the idea is to make it seamless, part of the daily flow. So feature 1 is built-in recognition, kudos given right there in the workflow, no extra logins, peer-to-peer, across departments easily, addresses that distributed authority.
Okay, so it's not another thing to log into. And how does it handle aligning recognition with school goals, making it structured but not clunky?
Through smart award programs, principals or district leaders can set up awards tied to specific goals, like improving reading scores or school values. And critically, it supports both peer nominations and leadership recognition, with permissions set up for the district hierarchy. So, school autonomy, but district alignment.
Got it. And the budget piece, how do points translate into real rewards without costing a fortune?
That's the custom rewards that Fit Budget's feature. It's a points store, basically, but carefully curated. Staff redeem points for things like small gift cards, PE sessions, wellness perks, things that stretch the budget but are still valued.
And you mentioned data earlier. This isn't just about feel-good messages. It's a strategic tool.
Absolutely. The data that drives retention is key. Admins get analytics. They can see who's recognizing whom, engagement trends by campus or role.
So they can spot inequities or see which schools are struggling with morale.
Exactly. It helps them be proactive, identify where the culture needs support, instead of just reacting when people quit.
And what about the poor IT folks who have to manage yet another system?
That's where seamless integration and local control comes in. Good platforms integrate with the SIS, the Student Information System, and HR systems. That automates adding and removing users. Plus, role-based access means schools can customize things locally, reducing the central IT burden but keeping control.
Okay, so that tackles the big fear for administrators. This isn't just more work. If done right, it creates a self-sustaining culture.
That's the goal. But it needs structure to get there. The research lays out a pretty clear 90-day implementation plan.
What does that look like?
Phase 1, the first few weeks, is all planning. Define your success metrics like, we want to cut new teacher turnover from 30% to 15% in 2 years. Customize the platform with your school values. Plan the rollout comms.
Then comes the launch, and you said top-down modeling is crucial here.
Absolutely critical. Phase 2, weeks 4 to 8, is launch and adoption. You must train principals and department heads first. They need to use it, Model it sincerely before you roll it out to all staff.
If leadership isn't bought in and using it, it fizzles out.
It will fail, period. You can't launch culture change from the bottom up in this context.
Okay, makes sense. And phase 3, weeks 9 to 12. Keeping it going.
Sustaining momentum. That means weaving recognition into regular things. Staff meetings, PLC discussions, run themed campaigns, maybe support Staff Appreciation Month. Make it normal, expected.
So after all that effort, when does a district actually see the return on investment?
Well, the cultural shift, people feeling more valued. You can often see that within, say, 60 to 90 days. People notice. But the hard numbers, the lower turnover rates that save actual money, that usually takes longer, maybe 6 to 12 months after recognition, is really embedded and consistent.
And it requires that ongoing, visible support from the top.
All the way from the superintendent down. Consistent, intentional modeling is key for long-term success.
Okay, so let's bring this home. For you, the school leader or administrator listening, what's the big takeaway here?
The research seems pretty clear. While everyone waits for major salary reforms, which might take years, if ever strategic recognition is something powerful you can do right now, it's the intervention that systematically builds those community ties, that feeling of value, teachers say, keeps them in the profession.
We heard the data. Employees getting meaningful recognition, 45% less likely to leave. Formal programs cut turnover by almost a third.
Right. Every dollar invested in a system actually designed for schools seems to pay back dividends in stability, productivity, and ultimately student success.
You heard the potential costs of doing nothing. Hundreds of thousands, maybe millions, just managing turnover each year. So the question really isn't, can we afford recognition software? It's more like, can we afford to keep losing great teachers because they feel invisible? How can you make sure that any efficiency from technology deepens human connection, not just automates compliance? What's the next step for you to explore that balance in your own district?